Welcome, everybody, to the hot seat. We have a wonderful guest for you tonight. We have Darrin from Fire and Water Cooking, the sous vide expert and barbecue expert at the same time. You know, when you got two things going on, you're expert at both, life is good. All right. So I welcome you all here tonight. Sorry, we were kind of juggling it and going with a little life kind of getting in the way. So we're going to get going. Oh, man. Kent, how you doing, brother? My co-host with the most.
I'm doing great. Oh crap! I pulled a CJ. Son of a. I was happy to see a picture of you today with some white stuff on you.
I know. Do you believe that it's snowing in beautiful Southern California?
I think it's awesome.
I walked out to my truck at lunch and I was like, "What is this stuff? I mean, this is insane."
Welcome to my world.
All right, cool. Let me shout out my moderators in the chat. I see Leprakon's in there, Hobo's in the house, Jason from Easy Bake, Dan SmokeyGoodness is in there. That's thank you for the hashtag, Hobo. I completely agree. Wait, what's up? How you doing? Welcome to your nightmare, Dan. Yeah, sorry, brother. Everybody in the chat, those are the mods I've seen so far, but we'll give them a shout as they come in. Thank you all for being here. Jimmy Q, General Diamond, how you doing? Eric from Smoking, Barbecue Tips and Recipes. Keith Bet Tags keeping score for us. We got 25 people in the chat. 26. All right, Nigel's here. Chef Johnny, how you doing, brother? Love those pictures from that competition with Eamon McClaimon yesterday. That's so cool. The Crazy Pop, how you doing? Mega Fred noticed the hat. Yep, I'm rocking the hat of our guest. I know you don't rock the t-shirt of the concert you're going to, but we can rock the hat of the guest, all right? Louis Calamatis, how you doing? Dogfather's Barbecue, Alton, how you doing, brother? Kim Petrie and Michael Petrie are watching. The Real Show Barbecues here. Scotty, congratulations on hitting 5,000 subscribers, even though you're damn near to 600 or 6,000 now. We're running a little late on that giveaway. Man Cave Meals, how you doing? BG Barbecue, Ray Guy, Lee from Smoking Bears, which, by the way, Smoking Bears are taking on Babe from Josh and Babe. Babe all by herself this weekend on AB's Battle of the Kitchen. So make sure you guys turn into that. Polly Q's in here all the way from Canada. Talk about cold snow stuff going on. Ryan's here. How you doing, Ryan? Think we got everybody covered in there. So far, so good. If I missed you, I'll catch you on the next round. Guys, I'm honored to introduce our guest tonight, Darrin from Fire and Water Cooking. Darrin, say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody. Good to see you. Thanks for coming out.
Josh gonna be tied up in his gimp suit? I don't know. They're in Vegas. You never know. Nigel, they are not married yet, but we're all hoping. So, all right. Real quick, hey, Tommy from Gallery Backyard Barbecue. How you doing, guy? We want to give a shout out to Mega Fred Zeppelin and his wife Joy. They just recently celebrated 25 years of marital bliss. So make sure you guys all give them a shout out, say hi, congrats, all that jazz.
Congrats.
You got something to say, brother?
Yes, it's 25 years together, 18 years married.
Oh, my bad. I guess I read that.
But hey, you know.
That's what you're here for. That's what you get paid the big bucks.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Easy E's Kitchen, what's up? Love that name. So sorry, Mega Fred, I got that wrong, but hey, dude. That's a long time. Mike Montoya, how you doing, brother? Mike Montoya is in Southern California with me. I know he just got a dusting of the white stuff. It's amazing. The snow level dropped down to 1,000 feet or so by us, which we're where I'm at, and we're right against kind of like the San Bernardino Hills. And it's insane that I walk out in the snow. That was insane. Let's see here. Jacqueline Redmond, how you doing? Just A, Judy Ann, how you doing? All right. I think that kind of covers everybody I've seen in the chat. I think we're ready to get going. Darrin, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. These are hard-hitting, powerful questions. By the way, did you see the sign? Did you see the sign here?
Oh, it's awesome.
There it is. That's money well spent. Shane's here. Big Joe's here. Welcome, guys. Oh, another mod. Miss Booger's in the house.
Hey, Bugs.
Glad she could be here. Can't see if I missed anything else. All right, everybody's just kind of saying hi to everybody. Guys, Kent, before we get started on the questions, do you want a super chat limit or a super shot, hashtag super shot limit?
Yes, I do, because I don't plan
not a limit, a price.
I will set both. I don't plan on doing any shots tonight, so that it's going to be $49.99, and it's good for one time only, and I'm not doing any more shots after that.
So one shot and one shot only gets you. You get one shot only for easy cheap price of $49.99.
There you go.
That's awesome. We are not making any money tonight, Kent.
Plus shipping and handling.
Plus shipping and handling. Hey KC, what's up? What's new? Barbecues in the house. I don't think Bill is in the house, so I don't think we'll be getting challenged with Bill. Can we pool our funds? Yeah. Hey. Live from the camper, Tony and Michelle. What's up, guys? New to the channel, new foodie friends. Very cool. Let's see. Dogfather Barbecue said Dutch learn quick. Yep, it's true. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Well, again, no money tonight. Thanks a lot, Kent.
You can do all the shots you want.
Yeah, I'm not doing any shots. Y'all can do some shots, but I'm not doing any.
Hobo said he sent a money order. He said the check's in the mail. Hobo, if I turn on that sign, it just whites out to the camera. So it's just better that I leave it off. All right. So let's get going. Darrin, where are you from? Where you live? Where you stay? Tell us about it.
Currently live in the Tampa area of Florida. Been in Florida since '79. Originally from upstate New York, around Rochester, Syracuse, right on Lake Ontario. So I know snow and cold weather. I just don't like it. So we moved to Florida back when I was 15 or so. Been here ever since. I lived on the east coast of Florida for the first 10 years, and I've been in the Tampa area since '89. So been here a while. Love it.
So you're dealing with good weather right now. Shane was telling us that it's nice out by him too, and he's in Florida.
Yeah, it's good. It's in the 70s, low 80s, and awesome. We get a little bit of rain today, and it's been nice. It's kind of like the weather you get, but we get a little bit more rain than you do.
Definitely. Darrin Grantham, welcome. He said he's new here. He's new for us. Very cool. Blue light special shots. All right. I will do the blue light special shots for $15.99.
I put $25.99. Don't sell me to be a cheap whore.
I won't touch that. All right. Family life. Wife, kids, dog, cat, ferret.
Yep, been married about 19 years. It's my second marriage, but we've got 2 kids. We've got a 17-year-old and a 11-year-old, and the 17-year-old's getting ready to get his Eagle Scout, and they've both been homeschooled since the beginning. My daughter went to public school for a couple years, but didn't quite like that, so she's been homeschooled. So got an older son who is 33 from my first marriage. He lives close by to me, but he's getting ready to move out to North Carolina, where he lived for about the last 15 years. So he's been down here for about 3 or 4, and he's getting ready to move back. But he helps me out. He helped me work building my channel up, and helps me moderate my Facebook group. And he kind of taught me some of the ins and outs of YouTube. He was on YouTube before I was. He has a drone channel, and if you ever watch any of my videos at the end, you'll see a link to his group there, his channel, because he helped me start out. So.
All right, on. That's so cool. Yeah, one of the kids got a drone for Christmas, and I've been trying to figure out a way to use it in my videos without launching it into the street or something like that.
He got his license. He got his license on it. He was trying to make a business out of it, but now it's so everybody's got their drone license now, and everybody's trying to make a living doing it. So it's hard to do, but he enjoys it. He does videos on how to fix them, how to clean them, which one's best, and I'm not into drones, but it's something he really enjoys, and he's not into. He likes to cook, but he's not into cooking like I am. So, but
right on.
It helps me out a lot. So,
right on. What's your boy's name or his channel name?
It's Squappy's Drones. I don't even know how to spell it, but if you go to my channel, just go to the end of one of my videos, and there's a link to his.
All right, Jason, you're on that one, dude. See what you can find. Get the link and put it in the chat if you can. Might as well get him subscribers and help out. I love watching drone footage.
He's got some good stuff in there. I mean, he really knows how to do it, so he does a really good job with it.
I really wasn't planning on taking shots tonight because Kent set the bar so high, but we did get a super chat for $20 from Mike Montoya. Everybody, make sure you're subscribed to Mike Montoya. Give him a shout. So you got it straight from the bottle. I didn't even put any shot glasses out. I just got beers. Am I waiting for you, Kent? All right. Cheers. Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right, that's enough.
The more we get of those, the more the blue light special is going to go down. Be like, $4. All right, Kent's not going to want to work tomorrow.
Last Friday must have been hard for you guys.
Oh, don't talk about it.
Kent throws up in his mouth a little bit every time. Amy Whitaker's here. How you doing? Mel from Mel Simple Meals. And I saw John from 1984 Barbecue. If I haven't shouted you out yet, make sure you put a hand up or say hi again in the chat, and I'll make sure I get you in the next round. All right. So besides YouTube extraordinaire, what else do you do?
Well, my real job is I've been in the banking business for the last 30 years, strictly dealing with car dealers. It's called indirect lending, which is when you go to buy a car at a car dealership, they send your loan package over to a bank instead of like the manufacturer. So instead of sending it to General Motors Finance, they'll send it to CalFed or somebody else like that. So that's what I've done. And I've been a sales rep for the last 20 years of that. So I go to the dealers and get them to sign up with our bank and send loans through us. So it's pretty much. I know you're in the mortgage industry, so it's kind of similar the way the mortgage, some of the third-party mortgages work, where it's indirect, where the dealer takes the application, sends it over to the bank. We purchase the loan from the dealership. So that's what I've been doing for the last 30 years. Various different banks, but so I work from the house. I'm outside sales. I just go around and visit car dealers, get them set up, and that's what I do. But this whole YouTube thing just started out for me just watching videos and then seeing some of the other stuff that was going on out there. When I first hooked up with doing Sous Vide, it really got me excited because I was been doing barbecue for 20 plus years. I worked in restaurants before, and when I figured out how Sous Vide and barbecue could work, I got really excited, and I just put my nose to the grindstone and learned all I could about combining the two. And then I joined a couple Facebook groups and wasn't very impressed with what was out there. One of the groups, the guy that runs it, is just a total jerk. And I saw him blow out so many people, and he blew me out like within 2 weeks just for asking questions. So it kind of got me motivated to start my own. I kind of started out just doing a Facebook group, and then my son was doing YouTube videos, and I watched a lot of YouTube videos, and I said, you know what, I can kind of do both. And so that's what I did. I started out, and I just said I'm going to start a YouTube channel and the Facebook group and the Facebook page and Instagram, and just see where it goes from there. And I really started taking it seriously in June. I started monkeying around with it in May of last year, but June I started taking it seriously, and it's grown since then. And like I said, today, is the first day I'm monetized. I got my notification today that I'm monetized now, which I know it's not a lot of money at first, but it's just one of the goals you hit, and you go, hey, at least I'm going to start getting paid for some of this stuff.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Just getting those 1,000 subscribers, that 4,000 hours, it was like a big relief. You know, you're not paying the bills with this, but damn, it was like
at least some of the
that
money's
goal
coming.
Make that accomplishment. So y'all say congrats in the chat for Darrin. That's awesome. Everybody, strives to get there for sure. That's dude. I feel what you're feeling right now. I felt it. It's that's why we're trying to get Kent to 1,000. We're gonna get that guy to have that feeling too. That's awesome for sure.
Well, one of the things that kind of surprised me was it's really hard to pull people from Facebook into YouTube and YouTube into Facebook.
Right.
Because I have over 5,000 members of my Facebook group, but only 1,300 subscribers to YouTube, and only like 1,800 on my Facebook page. So you got different people that are wanting different things. So it's really hard to pull them from one to another and back and forth. So I think you got to have pretty much multiple platforms if you want to be successful. I know there's guys out there that just all I want to do is YouTube, and you can do that, but I think you're missing out because there's a lot of people on the Facebook stuff that won't go to YouTube. And there's people on YouTube that won't go to Facebook. It's kind of weird.
Right. I talked to when we had Jared from Barbecues and Bottles on. He has 400,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah, I saw that.
But he doesn't have that translate to. He has like 7,000 or 8,000 subscribers. So it's off quite a bit there for sure. I want to shout out a couple more people in the chat. Ray Max here. Big T. Roy Cooks in the house. Troy's here. Mo Man, the Crazy Pop. How you doing? Let's see here. The more shots we take, the faster they can get to 1,000.
I'll wait.
So yeah, again, congratulations on getting monetized. It is a big deal. And Kent has plenty of feelings out there, guys. Kent has feelings.
I subscribed already. I got you. I got your back, Kent.
Yeah, I know. I have
well, speaking of that, guys, everybody in the chat, a lot of familiar names that are here every week. But if you're new to the channel, new to the chat, new to the hot seat, the link down below, hit show more, and you can get to links for Darrin, Kent, myself, all the moderators. And make sure you give everybody a subscribe. Hobo put live from the Campers channel. I just met them this week. Got a great channel. Tony's a great guy. His wife Michelle is great. So they're good people for sure. Rubo Cooks, how you doing, Sal? Go ahead, Darrin.
I just want to shout out to a lot of the guys that helped me out when I first got started and still do. Is Troy helps me out. John Setzler from Man Cave Meals. I found him. I kind of stumbled on John through. He had a website, Kamado Guru. Is where I first found John about 4 years ago, and he got me on the Kamado Joes. But he's been kind of a mentor to me, and he's done a lot for me, hooking me up with Kamado Joe and helping me out with my YouTube and Facebook. But a lot of these guys like Troy and Russ Jones, and they're very helpful. With your new channel starting out, Scott, from he just wore my hat today in this video he put out. So I mean,
the Real Show Barbecue, yeah,
Real Show Barbecue. I mean, a lot of you guys are just so helpful. It's not competitive. A lot of times, in something like this, people get very competitive, and it's not like that in this community. Everybody is willing to help out and give them tips and tricks and shout them out on their channels and help them out. And that's one of the things I really love about this. It's not about I'm better than you, and I'm not going to help anybody out. But even Greg, from Ballistic Barbecue, helped me out. Joining my group on Facebook, and I push his book and stuff like that. One of the things that I got most excited about was Malcolm Reed subscribed to my channel once. When I posted onto his channel, I gave him a comment on his channel, and next thing I know, he subscribed to my channel, and I freaked out. This is when I only had 600 subscribers, and And I'm like, holy cow, Malcolm Reed just subscribed to my channel, and I put it up on Facebook, and then I got another like 150 subscribers just because of that. So
that's awesome.
It's just
amazing how it goes, how you can gain people. You know, it's insane.
Well, and it's like I said, it's a lot of it is the people that are doing this are very helpful, and they, you know, they do anything they can to help other YouTubers. So that's one of the things I really love about it. So
yeah, definitely, for sure. All right, since Mega Fred is in the house, we're gonna go ahead and ask you this question real quick. Your favorite music, bands? Do you play any instruments, anything like that besides Kiss?
Kiss is my, you know, my childhood band. You know, they're one of the first bands that really I fell in love with, because that's what was big growing up, you know, in the 70s. But I pretty much listen to everything. I like country. I like, you know, classic rock, new rock, jazz, blues, you know, a little bit of everything. I mean, my playlist on my iTunes is very domestic, you know, very diversified. I've reggae, you know, Buffett, just about anything. So
right on, very cool. Guys, speaking of Facebook and sharing and all that stuff, if you can, whoever wants to do it, make sure you share this, hit the arrow, share more, share on social media. We got 47 people in here. We need to get more people in here. So let's go. Get it shared with everybody. Hobo was talking about the monetization, and he said all his money goes to getting us idiots drunk every week. So, Hobo, we appreciate you for giving up your monetization money to us. Go ahead, kid.
My liver hates Hobo.
Well,
just
Hobo being Hobo. I don't know what the problem is. All right, cool. All right, kid, do you have any questions?
You know what? I only have one so far.
All right, guys, if you got questions, make sure you put them to @DaddyDutch. Get them to capitalize. Let's ask some good questions here. All right, go for it.
Let me read this one while it's on the screen. Oh, shit. This from Eric, smoking barbecue tips and recipes. Is it better to smoke before or after sous vide? He's heard various opinions.
Eric knows my answer to that question.
I do too.
And it's personal preference. That's one of the things with any type of cooking. And I tell people in my Facebook group all the time, it's personal preference. There's people that are going to like to, you know, smoke it first, smoke it after, smoke it both, you know. So, you know, whatever you like is the way it's best for you. So, there's people that won't sous vide and barbecue. John from Man Cave Meals, he tried doing it a few times, didn't quite like it. So he's not going to do it anymore. So, you know, not all cooking methods are for everybody, and people have personal preference, and you really can't say definitely, you know, this is better for everybody. It's whatever works for you. One of the things I like to do, and one of the reasons I started this, is that I like to experiment, try different things, and then show people, you know, that's the best way that you can find out what you like, you know, is do it different ways. You know, people come on the Facebook groups all the time and go, you know, what's the best way to cook ribs? And you say, well, why don't you try doing it, you know, 3, 2, 1. And if you don't like that, try doing it, you know, a different way, and then see which one you like best. So, I mean, that's pretty much my philosophy. You know, the way I like it may not be the way you like it. It's no
right, you're just giving out guidelines. You're not saying this is the way it has to be done.
Right. It's the, you know, it's whatever you like, however you like it to turn out in the end. That's the way it should be, because you're eating your food.
Exactly. Next question. Just 8 says, if you can be sponsored by any kitchen company, who would you like to work with?
I have a couple that I work with. When I say I work with, it's you know, I've got a couple things. You know, we all kind of get offers to get things, but I reached out to a couple. Camp Chef being one, because I like their product. Kamado Joe also. Kamado Joe is one of, you know, the first Kamado grill I got, and John kind of talked me into getting to that just by following him on YouTube and on his Kamado Gurus, but they've helped me out too. I'm pretty picky about the companies that I want to work with. You know, I got to make sure that it's something that when I tell somebody they need to, you know, this is, you know, a good product, that it's a good product, that they don't come back and go, you know, you know, hey, this doesn't work. You know, you told me to buy this and it's a piece of garbage. So I'm pretty picky. So
nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. Hobo made a comment that says somebody needs to make a sous vide and sear.
Yeah. He's working on that. If you saw his new Kamado, you know, he's been trashing Kamados for years, but now he's got a new Kamado. Look at that.
Yeah, for $1,500.
Okay. All right, I'll leave that alone.
It's a hefty price tag. It is.
Big price tag.
I mean, for a Kamado style, I mean, I had one. It was a off-brand one that I had. And, you know, I liked it okay. The only problem is mine was it was too small. You could barely fit a brisket on it.
Right.
You know, it'd be perfect for a pork butt, but you can't fit a brisket on it. But, yeah, $1,500 for that size cooker's a good chunk of change. So, speaking of sous vide, Dogfather's Barbecue asks, for those of us that have never tried sous vide, what is the expected startup cost to get into that?
Well, that's actually kind of cheap, and that's one of the things I liked about it. It's a lot cheaper than, you know, actually getting into barbecue if you do it right. You can buy a good sous vide circulator for under $100, under $50 if you're not looking for any frills. You know, they make some now with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and all that, and with apps to control them, but you really don't need that to get involved. It cost me, my first sous vide circulator was like $60. I got, you can use a stock pot. You know, you don't need to buy a separate container at first. You can start out by using a big stock pot. So you use saran wrap to cover it, you know, so it doesn't the water doesn't evaporate out. So you can get into it as cheap, just like barbecue. You can get in as cheap as you want or as expensive as you want. But you can get into it, you know, pretty easy for under $100. And it didn't used to be that way. You know, it's just like, you know, plasma TVs when they first came out, they were $6,000, $7,000, $10,000. You know, now you can get one for, you know, $300. So, but you know, you can get a decent unit for, you know, $40, $50, $60 now. So
right on. Did you see Dan's comment? He gets offers almost every week, all of them for grill brushes. That's all he gets offers for.
I've got people that sent me grill brushes. I've got people that sent me sous vide units that were just garbage, and I threw them out because they're, you know, I won't endorse something or even do a review. I'll just tell them, look, thanks for sending me this. It's a piece of junk. I'd rather not do a review, you know, because you're not going to want it. I'll do an honest review, and I'll trash you. So I'll just, you know.
Hobo said he wins all of the special offers because he got a bamboo shower seat. So that's the most important one.
Yeah, I used to get a lot of the grill covers. They would offer.
Oh yeah, the grill. How do you review a grill cover? Yeah, keep shit off my grill. It covers. Ken, hold on real quick. Ken Rogers is here. Obviously Tom is here. I made a comment to him. Papa Texas is here. John's here, and Mama T is here. So I think that covers everybody I saw to jump in there. All right, that's it. Go ahead, Kent.
All right. Cheesy E's Kitchen wants to know, it says, do you ride trends when deciding what videos to do or just cook whatever you want?
It depends. You know, I'll see something because I watch a lot of YouTube, like I'm sure a lot of you guys do. It's hard to keep up with a lot of them, but if I see something that jumps out on me, like, you know, I'm working on a video now. It's not quite done. I'll finish it up tomorrow night. But on a 45-day dry aged brisket, because I saw, you know, Greg at Ballistic Barbecue and Guga at Guga Foods or Sous Vide Everything did a 60-day brisket, and it just amazed me that the way it turned out. So I decided that I'm going to try that because I've never dry aged anything in my life, and I said it sounds cool. Let me try it out, see if I can do it. The umai bags make it easy, and so I tried it out, and it turned out pretty good. So, but then there's a lot of things I have in my mind that I want to do, and I get ideas all the time from the Facebook groups and stuff like that because like the question you asked, what Eric asked, is it better to smoke first or smoke after? I do a lot of that kind of testing just to see for myself what works. And I do that on video so people can see this is how you should be doing it. Don't ask somebody, why should I ask you how I should cook my food? Just cook the food and then figure out what you like the best. So, I like to, and I think of things all the time. How can I compare the sous vide steak versus the reverse sear, and then, okay, well, now somebody says a reverse sear and a front sear, the front sear is better than reverse sear. Well, let's try to, compare all three of those and see what turns out better for me. So,
right on. Hey, I don't know if you're keeping track of that chat there, Haas, but we got Hobo's grandfathered in with the cheap super chats.
No.
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 Tom dropped a super chat too. Hobo dropped a super chat. So I'll take one for since you're pooling your money together. I'll take one since Kent does not want to have a rough day at work tomorrow.
Dang, yo.
Oh, it's good for you. Good. It burns so good. Meet Cranium's here. How you doing?
Hey, Kris.
One of our moderators too. Ooh, that was flavorful. Wow. CJ taking one for the team. Yes, sir. Oh, wow. Good stuff. All right, cool. All right, Kent, go ahead, brother.
Oh, well, thank you. So kind of you.
I like to believe so.
All right, here's a real hard-hitting question for you from Mr. Mega Fred Zeppelin. Darrin, how did you come up with your channel name?
Well, I was thinking, when I was thinking of combining sous vide and barbecue, what are the two main components of each? First I thought smoking and, water, smoke on the water, but then I was like, well, fire and water kind of are the exact opposite. Fire puts out water, fire turns water into steam. So they're really counteract each other, but they can work together. And then I got the kind of idea in my head that the yin and yang symbol, with fire and water in it, showing, two opposites are working together. And it all just kind of fell into place. And I get comments on that all the time that, people just love my logo and how it fits together with the fire and the water, and they all get the concept. So
it's very yin and yang.
Yeah.
All right, it was too easy. Hey, Matt Lowe, how you doing? Hey, fellers. Welcome, Matt. Is Matt one of your subscribers or just new to my channel?
Don't know. Could be.
All right, well, welcome, Matt. We appreciate you being here. I feel like a hashtag pin flip is coming soon, but I'm not sure. Hey, Bruce, food for men. What's going on, guy? I felt it coming. Hashtag pin flip.
That was horrible. That was.
By the way, hey, every time it flashes on me, I'm kind of digging wearing this. I think I'm about to get rid of the fedora.
There you go.
Just nice rock this one.
T-Roy's got one. Russ Jones got one. Scotty's got one. So Eric's got one at Smoking Barbecue.
You know who doesn't have one?
Kent.
Yeah.
I'm going to get him one. I got him. I got you one, Kent.
Hey, so Ken, how you doing, brother? What's going on? We got 48 in the chat. Let's go. Let's get this out there. Let's get some people in this chat. Go ahead. The fedora makes my head look big. Well, it's probably because I got a big head.
It ain't the fedora.
It ain't it's not like these pants make my ass look fat. It's your ass that's fat. Daddy Cooks, Phil from Parts Unknown. Welcome, brother. How you doing? Good to see you.
Phil's one of my favorites. I love watching Phil. Phil is he's very helpful as well. He's one of the first guys that joined my Facebook group. Actually, Phil is.
I don't know.
Then he went to Parts Unknown for a long time.
Yeah. Phil has been a great helper to a lot of people. He was a helper to me, telling me to get my damn camera off the counter because I kept hitting it. He's like, "You're making the video jiggle." All right, Kent. I can tell Kent's getting mad over there. Go ahead, Kent.
Oh, I'm just reading the questions is all. Doing my job type thing.
Appreciate it.
The Dogfather's got another question for you. He says, I know I grill and barbecue all the time, but with sous vide, is that something you do very often or just occasionally with some serious prime cuts of meat, Darrin?
I do it all the time. I pretty much 3 or 4 times a week, I'm putting something in the sous vide. I've got something going. So chicken, not everything takes a long time with sous vide. So, I'll do chicken for 3 or 4 hours. Steak only takes a couple hours, but I've got that, 45-day dry aged brisket in a cooler right now doing sous vide. It's going to be in there for 36 hours. So I've found it really helps out a lot of different meats. So it's not the quickest form of cooking, but it turns out a pretty awesome product. And experimenting with it and mixing it with barbecue, I just find fascinating and fun. So.
Hey, Hobo just said it's also good for reheating barbecue. Do you find that?
It does. I did that. I brought a bunch of pulled pork down to my sister's for a get together a couple months back, and I brought my sous vide container and heated up 15 pounds of pulled pork for everybody in 30 minutes. So it was and it turned out awesome.
Oh, that's very cool.
And you're not drying it out,
right?
Yeah, just microwaving it. Shit.
One of the things that amazes me with it is, and people get kind of confused. They don't know how to wrap their head around it. But I get this question on chicken. I'll cook a chicken for 4 hours in the sous vide at like 148, throw it on the grill for like 45 minutes at 375, and it crisps the skin, but the interior of the chicken doesn't get any hotter. And it's because of the evaporative cooling, similar to the stall when you're cooking a brisket or a pork butt. And people just can't get their mind around. They think it's going to, get up to 375 as soon as I throw it on the grill from out of the sous vide. But I'll pull the chicken off 45 minutes later, and it's still 148 internal temperature. So it's just, some of that stuff, it's just amazing to play around with. So.
Right. Right, Kent, you were about to say something too.
Well, okay, I got one more question, and Ryan, I got you down here, buddy. I can't do all the questions right away, but I do Ryan Bramich. Well, hell, let's just ask it since I said his name. Darrin, is there something you've sous vide that you would never do again?
I'd say burgers is probably one of the things that I don't care to sous vide. And there's a lot of people on the sous vide groups on Facebook and stuff that love them. And, hamburgers, they do it because you can make the big, thick, medium rare burgers and pasteurize it. Because that's one of the things sous vide does is it'll pasteurize the meat where you can still keep it medium rare. And then they, so you can have a medium rare burger and not worry about getting salmonella or, any of the E. coli stuff. But I'd rather make smash burgers. I don't like the big, thick, medium rare burgers. I used to, I guess, when I was younger, but I just don't like that anymore. So I've done them a couple times and I just don't care for them. I'd rather do a smash burger. So I don't really need it to be pasteurized and sous vide first. There's some things I see people sous vide that I don't really care for, like eggs and stuff like that, egg bites. That's not for me. There's some things that, you're not going to sous vide, hot dogs, stuff like that. But
I love the sous vide egg bites from Starbucks.
Yeah.
I'll just throw that out there.
You love anything Starbucks.
Yeah, that's true. Chef Johnny, thanks for the $10 because I did not wear the goofy hat. So he does not care for my fedora at all. But if he's willing to send me a nice cowboy hat from Texas,
there you
I'm
go.
all about rocking a cowboy hat. I look damn good in it too. I'll even get a big ass belt buckle to stick over my gut too. Was that your last question, or you still got one more from us, Ryan?
Well, I got a statement I saw in the chat, and it says "Cover your belly." That's a hubcap, not a belt buckle.
Hey, whatever works, man. It's a spinner.
I got a couple more. We'll save them for later. We'll let you get back at it.
I appreciate it. None of us care for the fedora. God, it's like I don't care, Hobo. So let's see here. So just kind of piggybacking off the questions on the sous vide, what is the oddest thing you've cooked in there? Not the worst thing, best thing. Like, what is something we've never, thought of doing?
I haven't really done a lot of that. I've seen Guga and some of the other people, and Guga just did rabbit, but I'm not into, my family and my wife and the kids don't eat weird stuff. So about the weirdest thing I've done was actually boneless leg of lamb. And that's really not weird, but we just don't eat it a lot. So,
right.
But I'm not into eating weird stuff. If I cook something weird like that, I'm going to be the only one eating it because I usually, when I do my videos, I'm cooking for my family. It's dinner. It's not like I'm just doing it just to do a video and I throw it out or giving it away. So when I'm cooking something, my family's going to eat it. And if I cook something weird, they're just going to look at me and go, I ain't eating that. So
that's awesome. All to the Dog Father's Barbecue said, I don't care what y'all say, I'm his hero. So thank you. Yeah, Hobo said he's clearly drunk. Ignore him. Probably. All right, cool. So one of my questions is, how did you get started on YouTube? You kind of covered that. You want to expand on that at all, or you just go with getting together with your boy?
Yeah, and that's about, like I said, I started with the Facebook group and then the YouTube. I said, I've watched a bunch of YouTube videos. I really love YouTube I go to it just to learn how to fix stuff, to learn how to do things. And it always stuck in my head as like, watching some of these guys, I can do that. I can see myself doing that. I maybe not as good as have the video, chops like Guga does. I don't have all day to edit a video, but I can do something and help people out. And that's kind of why I started it, is to help other people out, maybe looking for some help, and that's why I like the Facebook group, because people all the time will ask, hey, how do I do this? What should I buy? What should I look for? So that's kind of why I started it. And like I said, I'm really digging it. So
that's what's funny about it, is like, I can do that. That's gotten me in so much trouble. Totally do that.
It's not like jumping off a cliff,
Right. That's funny. All right, cool. All right, so you've had a fair run with your YouTube channel, and obviously your boy's been doing it too. What would be one piece of advice you would give to someone just starting out on YouTube?
Just take your time. I was told this a lot of times when I first started. Don't, think you're going to get 1,000 subscribers in your first month, and don't get upset when somebody gives you a thumbs down or, gives you a nasty comment, because there's a lot of trolls and idiots out there. So once you realize that, I think one of the good pieces of advice that I got, and that was probably just reading it from Troy T-Roy. I think I watched a live video or something he did, or may even been on the hot seat, but he just said that, when there's a negative comment on any of his videos, he just deletes them and gets them off of there, and just says they don't need to be on there. The people are idiots. You don't need to leave them on there and take them seriously. And I think that's good advice. Don't let the negative comments or the thumbs down get to you. Just strive to be better.
Yeah, and it's funny is the thumbs down, thumbs up. A lot of people like to say it's a view, but there's you think about it too. Like, you're putting your heart and soul in this. You want to see good things, so. When someone puts it down, like Hobo always puts a thumbs down on my stuff, but in his defense, he does turn the frown upside down at the end. But, I was talking with Tony from Live from the Camper this week about the thumbs down and the thumbs up. I did a video when I got my first one, and like a little tongue in cheek, like, how am I ever going to survive this type thing? And he commented on it. I'm like, dude, we're just going to hunt everybody down that gives a thumbs down, man. We're just bringing the pain to everybody. So that's why he threw that in there for sure.
Yeah, and you're not going to please everybody, and every once in a while you'll get, when I first started, I didn't have good audio. I didn't have good editing skills, and I'm using my phone. I'm still using my iPhone. I don't have fancy equipment. I don't have lighting. There's still some things I can improve on. But I go back and look at some of my earlier videos and some of the ones that I do now, and I know that I've improved a lot. You know, I went from using Microsoft Movie Maker to now I'm doing, you know, using the Adobe software. So, I mean, that's a big step right there. You're going from using, you know, like big Lincoln logs to doing Legos, you know. So it's a, you know, big learning curve, and, you know, I've been enjoying it. You know, I didn't have any editing skills or, you know, videography skills or anything before I started this, but little by little you start to learn. And just, you know, my big advice for anybody to start now is just, you know, start slow and just, you know, do it the way you want to do it, and listen and learn to other, you know, from other people. So.
Oh, YouTube University is a real deal. It's the real thing. You know, I learned so much just by watching videos, you know, not only how to set up the channel, but, you know, if I wanted to learn how to sous vide something, I would start watching your channel. If I want to learn how to barbecue, you know, goat head or whatever, I'm calling up King, because that guy can barbecue anything. So it's just true. Real quick, Double AA is actually my boss. So he's commuting. So welcome, boss. Appreciate you stopping by. I got all my work done before I left, and I know everybody likes to say work, you know, with air quotes, but you were about to do that, huh, kid? I beat you to it. We're up to 5 thumbs down. God, it's just they do it. Views a view. So. Let's see here. Have we seen anybody else jump in the chat? No, I think we're good. Yeah, Papa Texas, jump in and go for it. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just putting content out, and then you'll get better. Even Daddy Cook said his what's that? What are you laughing at, dude?
Hobo. He threw a comment in there to Double AA.
I see it.
That's a horrible thing to say.
That's just Hobo being Hobo.
Oh, dude, sorry, Abe. That's pretty fucked up. Daddy Cooks, I missed the fedora too. My boss watches every week, so of course it's the right week. He's one of my biggest fans. So, yeah. That really is horrible. CJ, how am I sub #1? Your boss should already be pissed. That's funny. Love Hobo being Hobo. Nice. All right. That's funny. All right. So even Daddy Cooks was saying his first video or first few videos was horrible. You know, everybody's first ones are horrible. It's just the way it is. The fedora gets views. Why y'all hating? Hey, I believe it. I'm rocking the hat of the guest tonight because he was good enough to send me some headgear. So we'll be back to the fedora either the halfway point of this or next week. So don't worry, fedora's not going anywhere. All right. All right. Cool. All right. So you have a pretty good catalog of videos now. What if someone's like, "Hey, what's your best video?" What would you point them out to watch?
Probably some of my the turkey videos I did around Thanksgiving. They've got a lot of views and a lot of thumbs up, so I guess they're pretty good. Some of the chicken videos I've done, like I said, some of the food that just comes out, it surprises me sometimes when I see it and I take the picture and it's like, man, that, you know, because it's something I never did before, and it came out pretty good. I don't do a lot of test, you know, cooks before I do a video. Sometimes I'll just go, hey, I want to try this out, and I'll just do it on video to see how it comes out, and I'll put the video out there. So if it comes out like crap, fortunately I haven't had a whole lot come out like crap, but and even if it does, I kind of like smile and go, hey, well, this didn't turn out real well, but try it if you want to. I think the burger videos were like that, but
there's a lot of comments about the hat in the chat now. Papa Texas needs a hat too. Papa Texas, next time I'm in Vegas, I'll grab a hat and I'll send it to you for sure. Tell me your head size. You know, probably medium, whatever. Kent to the extra large, I'm sure we'll get him one.
I'm pretty sure Papa Texas didn't mean your damn fedora.
Hey, they can buy these hats.
You?
They can buy these hats on my my merchandise store. So
Hobo said hashtag super chats to not wear the fedora. Texas style barbecue cuisine. Chef Johnny, he wants to know. He's standing up for me. He said CJ loves his job and deserves a raise. I agree. Phil in Florence, Piff is in the house. What's going on, brother? Cupcake Krista, how are you doing? You feeling better? Next week we got Shane on, her husband. So I hope you're doing well. She got burned on her leg, so I hope she's getting better. Real Joey B's here. What's going on, brother? Jason from Easy Bake put your video, the Sous Vide spatchcock smoked turkey on the Kamado Joe. All right, so y'all make sure you check that one out. Okay. All right. So you keep a lot of stuff in your videos, but has there been one thing that has happened that we haven't seen in your final cut that's just been funny?
A lot of times, because just like everybody, you're cooking in your house and your family's. My wife works out of the house, my kids are homeschooled, and so they're always around. So they'll come in the house and we got a security alarm that ding, whenever it opens the door, or they come in yelling and screaming, and I'm in the middle of filming, or the dog starts barking. You got all that stuff, and it's right when you're like at the end of your video, or you're doing something, you're explaining something, and the door opens up, or somebody rings the doorbell, or the phone rings. So there's been a lot of that. One of the things I'm kind of surprised at, is I've never really cut myself or burnt myself or anything like that.
You better knock on wood.
During the video, I haven't done any of that yet, and I'm kind of surprised because I keep expecting my, to be cutting something and slice my finger on video. I just go but I haven't done any of that yet. So,
well, when I was on that the Battle of the Kitchens with AB, he said, now you guys, when you're live, make sure you're going fast, or make sure you're careful when you're going fast. Cut your finger off or something like that. And not a second later, I nicked my finger and I needed a bandage for it. All right, let's see. Daddy Cooks is talking to you. All right, cool. All right, my favorite question. If Hollywood were going to make a video about, or a movie about you and your channel, family, who's playing you, buddy?
Probably, either Chris Farley or John Candy or some
two guys that are dead.
Big fat goofy guy. I don't know. Or John Goodman maybe.
CJ.
Whatever. CJ. Fuck you. Anyway, throw it in the chat if you guys have a thought on who would play Darrin in a movie. Let's see here. Yeah, we're just talking. Awesome Easy Bake. Burn myself on live. Yeah, Shane said he burned himself live. John Cadney, funny guy. Let's see here. All right. That was it. All right. We're about an hour in. You still good to go? Still comfortable?
I'm all right.
All right, cool. Kent, did you have something you want to say?
I was just going to mention Tom's Tinkering and Adventures showed up.
Oh, hey, Tom. What's going on, brother? Is Marion okay? He's still off the radar. Give a thumbs up if he's still doing okay. We missed that.
He texted me earlier today.
Darrin, Marion did?
Yeah, he's still alive and kicking.
Is he ever planning on getting back into YouTube again?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
He said as soon as you die, he's taking over the hot seat, is what he told me.
Perfect. Darrin, what you say, brother?
I did a live video. I got a little 22-inch tabletop Blackstone I picked up on Facebook Marketplace for like $80, and I did a tribute to Robert Roy channel where I did my first cook on it was like a prime rib sandwich. So it was my tribute to Robert Roy channel because he did all those live cooks all the time. So I miss him. I don't he kind of dropped off the radar after he got the Blackstone.
Yeah. Blackstone gave him all that swag, and he's like, deuces, suckers, I'm going to take a week off. No. Anyway, yeah, he's got to deal with he's having some family time, Noah's daughter just went to college. He's taking care of little Reenie. All right, so what's kept you going, kept you on the grind? what's the end result for you? I mean, you got monetized. Is there another place you want to take it?
Yeah, and what I'm trying to do with this is hopefully, you know, I'm just turned 54, and kind of like, you know, looking at what I saw Greg Mervich Ballistic kind of say soon he's going to retire from the, you know, the police force and be doing YouTube full time. So it sounds, you know, to me, it would sound like a pretty cool deal to be able to have not just the YouTube, but the whole brand, you know, the Facebook, and have, you know, website, whatever, and just be able to do something on the side where it's not my whole living, but it's something that it's fun to do and can make me a little bit of money, pay for itself. You know, that's kind of all I wanted to do, is be able to, you know, not get rich from it, but, you know, pay some of the bills. So, and just have fun. It's just something that you can, you know, help people, have fun doing it, you know, and maybe make a couple bucks here and there. So
right on. Well, super shots are always an option for you, buddy.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Kent, what you got, brother?
All right. Nigel had posted this one early in the chat when you were talking about what you do for a living with the car financing and everything. In your opinion, what is the best-selling car or truck there is out there? What do you see the most of?
I really don't. You know, that right now, you know, SUVs have just been, you know, what everybody's looking for. It's either trucks or SUVs. Cars are kind of going away. You don't see a lot of 2- and 4-door cars. You know, 2-door cars are sports cars, you know, like Mustangs and Corvettes. But everything else now is like an SUV or a truck. So minivans, you know, there's not a whole lot of minivans out there. There's a couple companies that make them, but you know, everybody's concentrating on the SUV multi-purpose type vehicle where, you know, it can do a little bit of everything. And that's where I think the future is going to be. So
I gotta agree, because my Chevy truck can haul barbecue equipment just as good as it can groceries. So, okay. Let's see. Next one. LeprakonTV wants to know, but you answered this already, if you owned a Blackstone.
Yeah, and I just picked one up, and you know, I've kind of reached out to Camp Chef and Blackstone, and they kind of turned me down. I'm still kind of small, you know. I'm not, you know, big subscriber base or anything. I was kind of surprised when Camp Chef, you know, sent me the pellet grill. I asked them, and they kind of shocked me and sent it to me. But you know, so I saw that, you know, $80 for a 22-inch, brand new in the box on Facebook, you know, marketplace. I went and snapped it up. So, and it's a fun little thing. Right now I've got the Camp Chef pellet grill with the sear box. I've got the Big Joe Kamado Joe that I bought, you know, 5 years ago with my own money. I've got a Pit Barrel Junior that they sent me, and I've used that a few times. Still got to get kind of used to that, because it's a smaller pit barrel. It's not like the big one. So, you know, it's not really good at doing a full rack of ribs. So I'm kind of playing around with that still. And I've got the Kamado Joe Classic 2 that they just sent me that I really like. It's got a lot of good functionality to it. So, and I thought the Blackstone, you know, I always wanted a griddle, because when I was younger, I worked in restaurants, you know, and I always worked on a flat top. So, you know, and to have one at the house now is pretty cool. So,
yeah, here too, I did the same thing. In fact, about a little over a year ago, I got the 28-inch like you saw on Marion's channel on Robert Roy, same exact one. And then my wife this year found a 28-inch Blackstone clearance at Walmart, brand new, $90 for the 28-inch.
That's amazing.
And they're night and day different.
Yeah.
The only thing the same between the two 28s is the width. That's it.
Wow.
One's rear grease, one's front grease. One has wheels, one doesn't. One's taller. I mean, it's nuts. So it's, yeah, if you keep your, you know, Lewis at our shack, he's really good on finding Weber kettles up in the Pacific Northwest for a song and a dance, you know.
Right.
Keep your eyes open, you'll find them.
I had a Weber kettle performer. I got at a garage sale for like $30, and it was really good condition. But I had it on my patio, and I just didn't use it that much, and I got rid of it. I sold it for actually $100, so I made money on that deal. But I've got my patio's got doesn't have a whole lot of room, and I really would have liked to have a full size Blackstone or something, but there's just not enough room out there for it. So the 22-inch actually fits on top of this house that we bought this house about 4 years ago, and it had a Gen Air set up on the back patio already. But I don't like that because the Gen Air just doesn't get hot enough. It's electric. It's too small to do anything on. So I actually set the Blackstone right on top of that, so I didn't need to take up any space. So it worked out pretty good.
There you go.
Yeah, it's Darrin. I sent you a message. It's just for later. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no problem. I saw it.
Right.
It's Meathead saying he just did a video about the Blackstone. He's anti-Blackstone, or the Rust Stone as he calls it. So,
well, he's got the Camp Chef. So,
yep, exactly. So. All right, the next question has actually been asked by a couple people. Sal at the Root Boy Cooks and Ryan Bramich actually said it's kind of the same question. Sous vide in a competition barbecue setting. Have you ever done it, or can you see it being done someday?
No, I don't think they'll ever allow it. It's something that it's not allowed in any of them right now. It's part of the rules. So I just don't. It doesn't really make a whole lot of. It wouldn't work anyway, because with sous vide you got to have a long time to do it. It's a lot longer than cooking 12-hour on a brisket. You're doing 36, 48 hours. Then you're putting it on the smoker for 3 or 4 hours. So I don't see them ever doing it. Because a lot of the rules for the barbecue competitions go back to traditional stuff. The Johnny Trigg stuff of putting parquet and rib on your ribs, and mustard, throwing mustard on it and then putting your rub on. A lot of that's all traditional stuff. I don't think it'll ever come.
I gotta agree with you on that. Around here we have different competitions, and one of the local ones is you're in the propane electric category, or you're in a wood charcoal category. Now, even though you can use a pellet cooker in KCBS competitions, if you do it at our local comp, you're in with the electric guys because you got to plug it in.
Right.
So, all right. Jason, Easy Bake Barbecue wants to know, was it hard to switch from MS Movie Maker to Adobe for editing?
It was a bit of a learning curve, but I kept them both going at the same time. Once, and here's the thing, you can't just dabble in it. You got to throw yourself at it. So I took one video and I just said, I'm going to do the whole thing in Premiere Pro, and I'm going to figure out, and I watched videos and how to do it. And, YouTube's great for that stuff. So I watched a few videos and just kind of figured it out while I was still using Movie Maker, or, I used iMovie a couple times too, which is still one of the easier ones. But now that I've done about 6 or 7 videos now in Premiere Pro, and I'm really used to it now. So it's a learning curve, but if you just take one video and just, throw yourself at it and just say, I'm not going to, put this video out until I get it done, and just watch some other videos on it and ask for help if you need to. But once you figure it out, it's like anything, you get the ins and outs of it, then you can go with it. So now I can probably do it and look back and go, I should have done it sooner, but
got you there. Yeah. It's like anything else. It takes time to get used to it.
Right.
So
baby steps. It's just like when you first start shooting your videos, you do them totally different, and you start learning. I know that CJ, you're on Brian G. Johnson's group.
Right.
You watch his videos, and there's a lot of things with the tags and the titles and your thumbnails, and there's a lot to that stuff. But I also think that your content still has to be good to keep people interested. If they click on your thumbnail and the content's garbage, you're not going to stay around for long, and they're not going to click again. So
I agree with that 100%.
Yep. All right, a couple more for you here, Darrin. Real quick, Alton, not Alton, CJ. Alton wants to know, for newbies looking to get into sous vide setups, do's and don'ts and buyings, and what options are necessary, Darrin?
I started out with, and what I use a lot now is it's a Gourmet GSV 140, and it's a basic unit. There's no Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. It's strictly, manual settings. It's got a 1200 watt heater. You want something that's got, especially if you're doing, barbecue type meats like pork butt or, brisket, stuff like that, where you want it to last a long time and heat the water quick, and you're using big volumes of water. You want it to have, a higher wattage setting. So I use a Gourmet. There's a couple others out there. The Anovas are good, but their wattage is kind of low, and they're one of the more popular ones. But just stay away from no-name brands on Amazon that don't have a lot of ratings to it, because there's a million of them on there. There's and I've had, like I said, I had people send me cheap garbage ones that just don't circulate the water well. But that's one of the things I kind of do on my Facebook group, as I point people to the right stuff that I've used that I know works well, that may not be the most popular, or that I just know they work. The Gourmet that I had, I bought it, a year and a half ago, and and I've used it 3 or 4 or 5 days a week, a lot of times for 36, 48 hour cooks, and it's still going strong. So, but you don't have to spend a lot of money. Just make sure you do some research.
All right. Can you give a couple of examples of name brand sous vide?
Like I said, the Gourmet, they have 2 different models, GSV 140 or GSV 135, I think it is. And they're 1200 watt. They're manual. You set the time and you set the temp and you hit start and it runs. There's no Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. If you want Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, the Anovas and the Joule are good. They're just more expensive, and they have app control where you can actually pick a recipe and all that. But I find I don't really need that. I have a unit that has, the app control, and I hardly ever use it. It's one of the, but like I said, it's just make sure it's got good ratings on Amazon. It's been around a while. So,
do you have an Amazon link for the one you use on your channel?
Yeah, actually, in all my videos, I have my own Amazon store, and I have all the stuff that I pretty much use and recommend in my Amazon store. So,
all right, well, that's a good option for people if they're watching your videos. They can click on that and you what you're using.
Usually, the stuff that I put in the Amazon store, I either have it, I use it, or I highly recommend it. So it's not just I'm picking it because it's there and I want to make a little money. It's because that's what I actually use. So that's kind of why I send people there. This is why I use it. And I've done a couple reviews and stuff like that. I did some, I've got a series on my YouTube channel of the basics of sous vide, and I go over the equipment, and I go over, what you need, so there's some videos on there, and it's on a playlist of, the basics of sous vide, and gets into the different things of what I need to do, what kind of meats work best, and all that. So,
right on. Yeah. I just saw a comment from Daddy Cooks about getting free stuff and don't pimp yourself out. When you're a new channel, and this is coming straight from me. I was a new channel, and anything free I could get, I was taking it. I have more knives and thermometers or whatever. that I'll never know what to do with. I'm doing one last thermometer review, which I can't seem to get through because I can't do it. But I am definitely over the free, shower bench, whatever.
Right.
But it's a novelty when you first get started. You feel like you're getting a little something for your hard work on your channel. So it's a pro tip, definitely. But if you're newbie, getting that first knife or getting that first crappy sous vide machine, whatever, it's still kind of a kick in the pants for sure.
Yeah, and like I said, I've gotten a few things that I haven't, reviewed because I think they're garbage. But I reached out to a few people, like I said, purposefully, because I wanted to work with them, like, Camp Chef or Kamado Joe, or, I'm not just going to take free stuff to get free stuff. I want to make sure. And actually, I talked to a lady today from that has a vacuum sealer company, and I'm going to work with her because the product she has is pretty awesome. And they're a smaller company. They're just getting started. They've been in business about 6 or 8 months. And, but it's just, they're an American-based company that's, doing it right. And I'm going to work with her because I think she's got an awesome product. So that's kind of how when I first started, I was like, I got a free thermometer. Yay. And I used it once and I gave it to my kids. Yeah, he can use this. It's garbage, so. But, I know a bunch of us got the ink birds, which I like the ink birds. I mean, the ink birds are pretty cool, and sending them out, so. Yeah.
But I still got that one. I got a Govee that the reps hit me up. Like, when are you going to drop your video? I'm like, I've tried to shoot the video twice, and it's just come out crap both times. So I was going to call you this weekend and get some thoughts and, whatever on how to do it. Because that video is just not coming together no matter what I do. So I can't freaking do it. And I feel horrible. The dude seems like a nice guy. It seems like a decent product. I just can't get there. I can't get done. So anyway, Ken, we'll be chatting this weekend for sure. But
all right.
It's just funny that, someone said in the chat, it's like a trophy. It is. I mean, it's kind of fun. But, and
what I do now, and I kind of tell people, I approach companies that I like. I'll write them a letter. Here's what I'm going to do, and here's what I'll guarantee you. If I, like your product, I'll feature it in the video and give you, space on my website and all that. And you'll be my soul. Like with Camp Chef, I told them, you'll be the only pellet grill I have. I'm not going to have, next week have a Z grill here or a Traeger or, a Rectech. I'm not going to just, and I've seen some of the guys, I'm not saying that's, if that's what you want to do, that's great. But I'm not going to be playing musical, grills. I'm not going to have 8 different pellet grills, through my, channel. I'm going to find the one I like, that I like the features, and I'm going to be honest and say, this is what I like about it, and that's what I'm going to use. So.
Right. Definitely. Okay, go ahead.
All right. From our gracious scorekeeper, Mr. Keith Bettag.
I saw
that. Darrin, what's the purpose of a 36-hour cook sous vide, and what do you eat while you're waiting for it to get done?
Well, it's just like anything. You got to plan ahead. When I first started, I started looking at some of the barbecue meats, and it's like, 36, 48-hour, 72-hour cook. That's kind of a long time. You just got to plan ahead. I mean, but the thing of it is, it's not like when you're cooking a brisket on the smoker where it's still a 12, 16-hour cook, and you have to make sure the fire's going, or you got to have a $300, temp controller out there, and you got to make sure it doesn't run out of charcoal or wood. You just throw it in the bath and you just let it go for 36 hours, and you come back, 36 hours later, you take it out, throw it on the smoker for 2 hours, and it's done. So you just got to plan ahead. And, it turns out a decent product. And one of the things it does, and like I kind of hit on before with the chickens, is that, it's already cooked when you're putting it on the smoker. So you don't have to worry about it overcooking and drying out. So, the thing with brisket everybody has to, in pork butt, they got to wrap it, make sure it doesn't dry out, do all this stuff to it. You really don't have to do that when you cook it sous vide, because you don't have to worry about it drying out, because it's got it's already cooked. It's got, when you put it on the grill, it's already, got that evaporative cooling function where the outside's going to get nice and crispy and smoky, and you don't have to worry about it drying out inside. So,
right. I see they're talking about snow in the chat. Eric, I think, is in Orange County, so he didn't get the snow so far here. But myself, I think Mike Montoya, like I said, we're all up against the hill, so we got snow on us today. Nothing that stuck, at least by us. I don't know about Mike, but nothing stuck on the ground. It was kind of wet snow, like rain and snow, but just having it show up was pretty freaking exciting.
You're on Rancho Cucamonga? Is that where you are?
Sir. Yes, sir.
The company I used to work for a couple of years ago, they actually were in Ontario, and we used to go there, 2 or 3 times a year. And we'd go to Rancho Cucamonga, the restaurants and stuff. We went to Toby Keith's restaurant over there and all that stuff.
Yeah, that place is gone. I actually, right where that is, I live about a mile away from it. It's Victoria Gardens.
Yeah, that's gone already?
It's gone. Yeah, they had some financial issues, I guess. So it's gone. It's some kind of like bowling alley social club bullshit thing. I don't know. The hipster joint, I'm sure. Let's see here. I would cry in Chicago. Yes, I would. It was, I think it's 38 or 9 right now, and Miss CJ is dying. We actually went to the snow because it's in our local mountains here. We went to the snow, and she was bundled up like that kid from Christmas Story. You can't. So yeah. Mike Montoya's in 29 Palms. Yeah. So,
well, my kids were born and raised here in Florida, so we took them about 3 years ago out to Colorado in the middle of winter, the Winter Park area, and they'd never seen snow or been in snow before. So took them to the ski resorts up there and up to the Great Divide, so they saw where the snow shut the road down. Took them out there, walked around, and just saw where the snow just buried the road, because they don't plow the road up there, when it gets too bad.
Right.
But that was an experience for them, watching them, jump around in the snow. They'd never seen it before. So
people lose their shit when it kind of what happens in Southern California. Nigel asked if I've been to Brown Bear Mountain in LA. It's called Big Bear Mountain, I think you're talking about. And that's a bit east from me, but yeah, we go up there. Last year we rented a cabin up there, so it was fun to get out there and play in the snow. The kids love it. We go to the tubing. I don't ski or anything like that stuff, but I'll sit in the snow, have a beer.
Yeah, that's me too. Yeah. I grew up in snow, so it wasn't big to me. We used to do snowmobiles and all that kind of stuff. So,
right on. All right, Ken, you got any more?
Yeah, I got a couple more.
Okay.
First of all, snow is great as long as you ain't got to shovel the shit.
Yeah, right.
So
I used to have to do that growing up. I know.
Well, I lived in Tampa, St. Pete in the late 80s, and it was kind of nice being on Madeira Beach playing sand volleyball on Christmas Day, and it was 88 degrees out.
Yeah, that's right.
And I still moved back to this godforsaken country.
Hey, James from Maimon and Claymont showed up, guys.
Hey, James.
Oh, our reserve grand, huh?
Well,
that's cool, James. Congrats, man.
He took grand champion. Is that what it said?
Reserve grand.
Huh?
Reserve grand.
Reserve grand. All right, cool.
Yep.
Welcome, James. That's awesome, man. You did good, man. We're all proud of you, brother.
Well, speaking of big hitters, I have a question from T. Roy Cooks for you, Darrin. He says, I hear meat doesn't accept smoke flavor after it reaches about 140 degrees internal. So why not smoke it before you sous vide it and then grill it later for color? Because
it's not true. And if you go to Amazing Ribs has got some good articles on this kind of stuff. And, I'm big at making sure things make sense to me and not just taking tradition or what people have always said. If you go to Amazing Ribs, he's got a huge article on smoke and how smoke and meat work together and how they affect each other. Meat will take smoke as long as there's moisture. When you take the meat out of a sous vide bag, it's covered in moisture. You stick it in the smoker, the smoke sticks to the moisture dries, then you spritz it. Smoke will stick to that moisture, it'll dry, and it's like painting a layer of smoke paint on it. That's why all these, big pit masters and, Franklin, barbecue, that's why they spritz their meat. But not to keep the meat from drying out, it's to get that layer of smoke flavor to stick onto the meat, and then it dries off, and then you put another layer of smoke on there. That's, the thing, smoke does not penetrate deep into the meat. It doesn't work that way. It's mostly a surface coating, just like all your other seasonings except salt. So as long as you have a wet, moist, and preferably a cold piece of meat, and a lot of times what I'll do with brisket or pork butt is I'll chill it before I put it on the smoker, chill it down, or even chill it overnight, and then put it on the smoker and then keep it moist, and it develops really, good smoke flavor. So. But check it out, Amazing Ribs.
You must not be jerking our chain, because Chef John even said you were right. So
yeah.
And if anybody knows, Chef Johnny knows.
Yeah.
Just saying. All right. Let's see. Soul Food Cooking wants to know, how do you like that duck fat spray, Darrin?
It's great on some things. My wife doesn't care for it on a lot of things, because like I said, my wife is, she was brought up with salt and pepper being the only kind of seasoning that's been used. And her mother used to make meatloaf, and she would just put a chunk of meat in a pan pretty much. So, I mean, not a lot of seasonings happened in her life growing up. So a lot of the stuff I do, it's kind of different than what she's used to. So I love it. It works great on, chicken and potatoes and stuff like that. And I use it for searing steaks, but it can get a little, I would say rich on some stuff. So if you're not used to it, it's kind of like Scotch. It's, an acquired taste. So.
Gotcha there. Booger asked, is she from Canada, your wife?
No, she's actually was born and raised in Tennessee, but her parents came from the back, hills of Tennessee, out in the middle of about 60 miles southwest of Nashville, out in the middle of Lewis County, which is this most small backwoods area of Tennessee you can find. It's going back in time about 60 years when you go out there. So. We have
a place from that like that not too far from here. It's about 40 miles, and we always say that's where the hoot owl fucks a chicken.
Yeah, it's literally, you go out there and it's off the Natchez Trace, and it's actually like going back in time about 50, 60 years. So, yeah.
So, Daddy Cook says duck fat spray, Amazon, here I come. So
yeah, that's pretty good. And that's one of the things I got in touch with that guy. I just asked him and said, hey, I want to try your product. Could you send me some? And he sent me a whole case of it. So it's like, okay.
Hobo, it's actually Canton, not Lamar's, just for the record. All right. One last question I have for you. Eric at Smoking Barbecue and Tips wants to know, money's no object. What's your next cooker, Darrin?
I don't know. That's a hard question, because there's so many of them out there now, and so many good ones. Everybody's kind of competing with each other. But I really love charcoal. This Camp Chef was the first time I've ever had a pellet grill, and I like it. It just doesn't produce enough smoke that I'm used to. I like it for the convenience factor, but I just love, wood and charcoal. I'm a wood and charcoal, through and through. I never liked gas grills or electric grills, so I'd probably get one of those Lone Star grills that T-Roy and you know, Greg at Ballistic have. Those things look pretty awesome, and I don't have an offset smoker. I don't have a place to put an offset smoker, but you know, if money was no object, I'm sure I could buy a place to put it. So.
There you go. There you go. Let's see. Right now, that's all I have. So it's back to you, CJ.
Right on. Dave's Ohio Barbecue and More. Welcome. I saw you jump in a little earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt Kent. I didn't want to pin flip.
Oh, you just got one.
Did I really? Already? Well, then. Never mind. All right, dude. Talk about home cooking. What's your favorite thing to cook? What's your go-to? What does everybody ask for you to make? You know, just kind of roll that all into one.
You know, lately it's been pretty much any kind of, you know, brisket or pork butt, because everybody loves that stuff. You know, they don't like to make it at home because it takes a long time, and you know, they're lazy. You know, so when you know, we do a lot of potlucks and have people over and stuff, and you know, with church groups and stuff like that. So people always expect me to bring, you know, either brisket or pork butt or, you know, big amounts of chicken or something like that. So, you know, I like cooking that kind of stuff. I like cooking, you know, big things that are complicated that people don't like to cook themselves, so I can share it with people like, you know, like that. So I like to cook different things too. That's why one of the reasons I started this, I like experimenting with, you know, different stuff. So, I liked, you know, I did a couple of videos on making, you know, sausage from scratch. They didn't do very well, so you won't probably see a whole lot of those. Nice. That's another thing with YouTube. You kind of find out what your viewers want to watch by watching your videos bomb. Side items. They don't really like me making side items because the videos just don't do very well. So yeah, but I like cooking. I like cooking everything. I started out, you know, cooking when I was like 14 years old. And I went to work in restaurants when I was like 16. And I've always cooked. I cook for our, you know, family all the time. My wife hardly ever cooks. She doesn't like to cook. She doesn't want to cook. She loves it when I cook. So I always cook. And I like cooking different stuff. So
right on. Live from the camper said he's checking out Papa Texas. Papa Texas said he gained 1 subscriber and lost 3 in the last hour. It happens all the time there, man.
Yeah, I watched, you know, you get crazy watching that stuff. I watched it the other day. I got up to, you know, like 1,379, and then it dropped down to 1,375. I was like, what the hell? You know, you just never know.
It's just one of those things. The other day I had, it went from like 15 to 16, 16 to 15, 16 to, like back and forth, like right. 4 or 5 times. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
You never know.
Let's see here. Kris, okay, what is your go-to drink? You say you don't drink very hard like that?
Well, right now, it's just red wine. I you know, of course, I drank my whole life, but, you know, beer, you know, I went through my beer phase with all the craft beers, went through my scotch and whiskey phase, went through the rum and vodka phase, and now I'm heading on the, you know, down over the hill. Just red wine is about what I drink now, so. Right. I'll drink beer occasionally. I'll drink, you know, have a rum drink occasionally here and there, but I can't drink a bottle of scotch anymore.
I feel that pain for sure. All right. We've kind of gone over the best and worst things you made, so we're not going to ask Kristy's cooking channel's question because we've already gone back and forth on that. Let's get into like the last few fun questions we like to ask. 3 channels you watch, 1 big, 1 small, and 1 you think should be bigger.
I think Eric at Smoking. I when I first started watching, you know, looking up especially Sous Vide stuff, he was one of the first channels that popped up, and his channel should be a lot bigger than it is. And I've reached out to him a few times. He's in my Facebook group and stuff too. And you know, I watch his stuff. He gets his family involved. You know, his videos are really informative and good. You know, he should be bigger than he is, and he's been doing it a long time. And I've talked to him a few times. Of course, I watch everything that T-Roy puts out, everything that Malcolm Reed puts out. You know, I watch a lot of you guys. I watch your stuff. I mean, I'm subscribed to everybody, and when something pops up, You know, I watch it no matter what it looks like. Cooking with Rye, you know, he's kind of, you know, blown up in like 6 months. He went from like having, you know, 1,000 subscribers to like, you know, 20,000. I watch, you know, Sous Vide everything, of course, Guga, both his channels real well. You know, he's just getting kind of, you know, he's cooking a lot of steaks lately. Everything's a steak. So
nice.
It's one of the things I kind of I try not to focus on. You know, a lot of people think sous vide and steak because that's what they heard or see. But, you know, I hardly ever cook steak, you know, sous vide anymore. I try to cook other stuff just so people have more, see that it does more than what it's just cooking steak. So.
Right on. Eric is actually a guest on April 4th, so we'll see him on here. Get to talk to him a bit. Grill Top Experience questioned about getting timed out. They're getting put in the corner, so Hobo put him in the corner. So welcome, Grill Top Experience, Ryan. Great win last week. This is very funny.
Yeah, pick on a short, bald guy. Way to go, Ryan.
Let's see. If you could cook with anybody in history, alive or dead, who would that be?
Probably Emeril Lagasse. He was one of my, you know, first, you know, guys that I really like to follow. You know, watching Food Channel.
Right.
I'm a Food Channel addict, like, you know, probably half the guys in here.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it's on all the time.
Yeah. So I mean, people like him
right now. It's on right now.
and what it was is, and it's kind of like what I try to do is make, you know, good cooking, you know, down to our level where, you know, it's not pretentious. It's not, you know, you don't have to be super smart. It's not like, you know, snobby. You can make really good food and make it look good. And it's simple and, you know, everybody can do it, you know?
Right. Definitely. I dig that for sure. All right. Not that we think you're going on death row anytime soon or you're going to kick the bucket anytime soon, but what would your last meal be?
Probably fried chicken. Nice. Fried chicken is, and I don't make it a lot, and that's the big thing, you know, and it's kind of weird. I don't cook it a lot, but it's like, I love it. I'll go to Publix, you know, supermarket and just get the fried chicken and eat the whole box myself, you know?
So. I agree. I love fried chicken too, and it just, we don't cook it enough, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
But I'll eat it wherever it is, man. If there's a Popeyes, I'll jump in there and eat it.
You know, I actually had Popeyes for the first time about a month ago, and they're all over the area. The first time I had it, it was pretty damn good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, shut up. You guys got In-N-Out Burger. I hate you. I want to be I wish they'd open an In-N-Out Burger down the street.
Fight in the chat. Because you and I both know that In-N-Out's the best.
It is the best.
I know there's some Whataburger fans.
Oh, Whataburger's horrible. And I mentioned this before and in the chat once that Whataburger came into Florida about 5 or 6 years ago. They opened up like 20 spots and they're all gone now. They left because Whataburger sucks.
Oh, see, now you're just gonna get more thumbs up on us or thumbs
down.
I
know I got some thumbs down probably now.
You're gonna get some thumbs down for sure.
Them Texans are gonna gang up on your asses.
Okay? Yeah, I don't know. That In-N-Out Burger is pretty awesome. So
we don't have either one here, so I'm fucked.
White Castle rocks.
You guys have Culver's up there? You got Culver's up, don't you? Ken?
Yeah, we got Culver's. Yeah,
we got Culver's down here now. They're all over the place. They're pretty good.
Hey, how far from Tampa are you, Darrin?
I'm only about 50 miles out. We're a suburb of Tampa. You know, you got we're east, kind of east. You got Brandon and then Valrico. So I'm about 15 minutes from downtown Tampa.
Tom's Tinkering says we got Pizza Ranch. Yeah, not a lot of people are going to know what that is, Tom.
Yeah, it doesn't ring a better bell than me. Let's see here. All right. Who's on your personal Mount Rushmore? 4 people you love and admire.
Oh, goodness. That's a hard question. I should have wrote that one down.
Excuse me.
I really don't. I don't know. I'd have to. Probably my brother kind of helped, raise me. So probably my brother Troy, he's up there. And you all right?
Wife.
Say your wife.
Well, my wife always. Is she watching? Yeah, it would have to be, like I said, my brother or my wife, just close family. I don't have any real heroes that I look up to that that I'm going to put up there, as far as celebrities go or anything like that. I don't really have any political people or anything like that. So it's
that's cool, man. All right, it's not a hard hitting question, so if you can't finish it up, no worries. Tom's Food Factory. If CJ isn't wearing the hot
hat,
wearing the hat, in the hot seat, in the riot. All right.
Hey, but thanks for wearing my hat, though, man. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it.
If I ever get a sous vide machine, I'll rock this the whole time.
There you go.
I sure would have wore one just for tonight.
Kent would have totally wore one. We're still waiting for the Dogfather to send us those dope black.
Yeah, I need my Dogfather barbecue, our 4X shirts.
Yeah, exactly. All right. I got one more question. So, Kent, you got any more that you want to finish up with?
You know what? Right now I don't have any. So I think Darrin's answered everybody's questions tonight.
Yeah, he's done great. Guys, I'm going to ask the last question. We'll go to both of them. Stick around for me for a little bit. I got a little kind of announcement I want to talk about. So don't jump off as we're starting to finish up, okay? Darrin, who would you like to see on the hot seat, brother?
Well, you said Eric's coming on.
Yes, sir.
I've already seen a lot of the guys that I kind of follow already. I'd still like to see Greg on there again, Mervich. Yeah. And I know there's one guy I'd like to see on there. It probably won't come on, which is John Setzler from Man Cave Meals. But I don't know if you're kind of young. You probably don't know. John's been around a long time, and
well, I just saw he just subscribed to me.
Yeah, he's been around a long time. He started, Man Cave Meals. I think the same time that Greg started Ballistic Barbecue, and he kind of moved over to doing Kamado Joe's. If you go to the Kamado Joe cooking channel on YouTube, he does most of their videos. He kind of, worked with them exclusively and kind of let Man Cave Meals kind of take a back seat to it. And I think he's starting to get that going again. But he's awesome. He's got so many different kinds of cooking styles that he does. And, but I'd like to see him on there. Like I said, he's been a mentor to me. I started, following him 5 or 6 years ago, and he's helped me start my channel. He's helped me, with Kamado Joe, and he's just awesome. He if you watch any of his videos, just, he's very meticulous in what he does, and he explains everything great. And I think, he's trying to get Man Cave Meals back going again. I think he will. So he's, pretty awesome guy. So.
Well, I'll definitely reach out to him. Kent, you know who he is too?
Yes, John is. I don't think Darrin could have put it any better on the way he explains everything. And yeah, I've watched his videos for quite some time. I used to have that smaller Kamado, and he does a great job.
Yeah, he's very knowledgeable. I got to meet him for the first time back in the beginning of December. A bunch of us, are on the Kamado Joe Facebook group, and we went up to Atlanta Grill Company up in Roswell, Georgia. They had a big grand opening, and Kamado Joe was there helping sponsor, and a bunch of us met up there for the first time. And we actually had a meeting with the CEO and stuff of Kamado Joe. We had a dinner the night before. It was pretty cool. Have a bunch of us, fans of the grill, meet with the CEO and have dinner and discuss stuff. So, but I got to meet John for the first time, and he's a really good guy. I think he'd be really well on here. So,
all right, cool. Well, I'll definitely look into reaching out to him for sure. That's about it. Kent, you got anything to say on the way out, brother?
No, Darrin, great job tonight. Very informative. I mean, I for one, Alton asked you a lot of questions about sous vide. I'd never tried it. I think it looks very interesting. It's definitely a nice option to have. So thanks for your information on that. That's cool.
Yeah, it does a lot of different things, and you can use it for a lot of different things. So that's the good thing about Sous Vide. It's not just a one-trick pony. You can do a lot of different things with it, and once you get it wrapped around some of the stuff that it can do, it makes a lot of sense. It's kind of like the air fryer or the Instapot. It does some things really well, or it does, it doesn't do everything well. But there's some things that it can really do really well. So,
right on. All right, Darrin, you got anything you want to say on the way out, brother?
I just want to thank everybody that came out and asked the questions and gave the thumbs up and is following me. Check out the Facebook group. It's Sous Vide BBQ Fire and Water. We got over 5,000 members on there now, and it's very, I'm in there a lot. People ask questions all the time. It's a lot of newbie stuff. We have a section that's dedicated to newbie questions. Follow us on that, and check out my channel. I do have some playlists in there for beginners, so check them out. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for asking the questions. Appreciate it.
Very cool, man. Well, I appreciate you coming in, guys. I will put the Hangout link in the chat in a moment. Guys, I just want to let you know what's kind of going on with me. I know a couple people said that there's we're not pregnant, we're not having any more kids, but it does have to do with one of our kids. Our 10-year-old was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, a rare brand of it. So he is going through the chemotherapy right now. So I tell you all this because y'all are my family. I think we all have great relationships with everybody, and I want to let you guys know that, that's a little reason why we were late today. I was kind of helping out. He was having a hard time. So and then it got me kind of rolling the ball late, talking to Darrin and Kent. So prognosis is good. He's going to give, we're going to do chemo a few more times, and he's going to get through it. But, I'm a believer, so if you pray, I appreciate you guys. Pray for him, but if not, just send some good vibes. What I'm telling you this for is just in case I need to be, and I see all the things coming through the chat, and I'll check them out later. But in case I need to be there for the boy or for Mr. CJ, if I'm not available to do the hot seat, Kent will take it over. I plan on keeping everything the status quo and taking care of them as best we can. But that's it, guys. So if I'm not here on a particular hot seat, that might be the reason. But kid's resilient. He's doing good. Just want to let you guys all know what's going on. And if I'm not here, that's probably the reason. Okay, just help him take care. Appreciate all the good comments in the chat. It's
we got your back, boss.
Yeah, definitely. So good prognosis. He's going to power through it. Kids are good. So that's it. I didn't want to bring it down while we're chatting, but I want to let you guys know what's going on. So that's it, guys. I know I had to take it down a notch for a moment, but everything's good. I believe there is a God, and I believe in it. So, I think he's going to be taken care of for sure. All right. That's it, guys. I appreciate all the prayers, thoughts, and all that stuff. It's one of the reasons I want to tell you guys too. All the good vibes and prayers, we could definitely, definitely use them for sure. I will put the chat hangout link put the hangout link in the chat. Don't jump on until we're off, please. Darrin, great job, brother. I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me.
You did wonderful. Great talking to you. I definitely have some, I sent you the little message. I'm going to pick your brain a little bit for sure. Go ahead, Kent.
One for Darrin on the way out.
All right. Darrin, get your red wine on. We're giving away the cow for free. What the hell? We're no super chat.
Oh, shut up.
All right.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for everybody who showed up. A lot of you guys have helped me, build up to where I am, and like I said, I got monetized today, so it's it's a small thing, I know, but it's one of those goals you look for, and now I can move on to doing better videos and getting better. So
definitely, Daddy Cooks, that was funny. All will be fine. So saith Daddy Cooks. Thank you, Nigel, for the super chat, man. God bless you too, man. I appreciate it. Nigel's the biggest supporter of YouTube out there, I'm sure, of the YouTube community. So love you, brother. That's very cool. Guys, that's it. Great show tonight. Had a good time. Glad that Kim won't be hurting tomorrow at the office. So way to make it through. All right, guys. Y'all have a good one. Next week, we have Shane from Never Trust a Skinny Chef. He's in the hot seat. And I'm sure his wife, Cupcake Crystal, will be jumping in there too. So appreciate you guys all being here. We'll see you next week. Much love. Take